Entrepreneurs on the move, reshaping lives for a better tomorrow.
What's going on? My name is Stephen Knight, and you listen to the Stephen Knight Show.
I know we broke your heart, tears rolling down your face. You know I'm coming over to make sure you're okay. You don't have to wait, I'm a crazy babe. Call me Superman, you go and play. Girl, I'm on my way, girl, I'm on my way. You don't have to wait, I'm a crazy babe. Call me Superman, you go and play. Girl, I'm on my way.
Good evening and welcome to the Stephen Knight Show here on EOTM Radio. I want to thank each of you for joining us tonight. As always, we'll be discussing the latest in entertainment news, sports, fashion, and movie reviews. Of course, our question of the day. And then tonight we welcome artist, songwriter, and producer, the legendary KWAME. And then later, motivational speaker, best-selling author, and survivor of the burn fire, Kelly Falardeau. Hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly. She'll join us later on as well. I want you to call with your questions and comments. The number is 718-664-6543. Again, that's 718-664-6543. You can also join us in chat. There's a link on our Facebook page. I want to remind you to join us on social media. We're on Facebook, The Stephen Knight Show, Twitter, Stephen Knight Show, SHO, and our official website, The Stephen Knight Show, .web.com. Definitely join us. Also, you may have heard we've been nominated for 2014 Hottest Entertainment Awards. We picked up nomination for Hottest Online Radio Show. And then I picked up as an artist, Hottest Male Vocalist and Hottest Rising Superstar. So definitely go to atlshottest.com and vote for the Stephen Knight Show and for me. We definitely appreciate you. Now, let's see. CK Adam, I know you're here. What's going on?
Hello.
How's it going?
How's it going? It's going great. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Adam, you took a trip to Mexico, is that true?
Yeah. I just got back yesterday. It was just a quick weekend trip down to. Oh, it was great, actually. I went down to Playa del Carmen, which is like south of Cancun on the Yucatan Peninsula, and did a little bit of snorkeling in the caves, like these underwater caves, and then see some Mayan ruins. And, just, like I said, it was I left Thursday night and got back last night. So it was a quick trip, but it was great. Never been to Mexico, never been to that part of Mexico or that part of the world, and it was really good.
Right. Okay. Sounds like a great show. I saw the pictures. They look really good. Really good.
Yeah,
okay. And Chico, what's going on with you?
Sir, I don't know if anybody remembers, we had the designer and CEO of R&I Wardrobe on the show a couple months back. They actually had an annual pool party that I went to on Saturday, which was a rave. I had so much fun. Didn't get in the water, though, because the weather didn't really permit. It wasn't that warm here, but I had a great time nonetheless.
Okay. Before you all get into movie reviews, I got to give a shout out to my dad. It's his birthday today. I went home. I went home for a day and celebrated with him. My brother threw a cookout and fish fry for him, and all his friends came. We had a blast. So happy birthday, Dad. I love you. And
happy birthday, Mr. Knight.
Thank you so much. So anyway, what's going on in the world of movies?
Go ahead, Adam.
For me, I went and saw a while ago the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which you haven't seen it yet. You're maybe in the few because it's been at the top of the box office for the past couple of weeks. And it's your Ninja Turtles movie. Most of us grew up on it. We know the story of the four turtles: Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo, Raphael, and Splinter, their sensei, going against the Shredder. So same world, same kind of story. New story, of course, but it's the same routine. You have the turtles going to fight Shredder. April O'Neil's involved. I was on the fence when I saw the trailers because I grew up with the old ones, and I thought Michael Bay might have ruined this. And honestly, maybe it's just having that old world thought or that old thinking, but it was not a big favorite for me. I could see it as its appeal to a new generation for the kids. There's a new cartoon out and everything like that. So it definitely has the action. It has some of the funny stuff, but it just doesn't hold a candle to the originals, in my opinion, especially with the storyline. So that's what I went and saw.
Okay.
I actually saw a movie called The Giver, and I actually saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as well. And I, as a youngster, I never followed them. This is my first Teenage Mutant Ninja situation with this movie.
What?
Yeah, I refused. Like, I couldn't get into the Turtles. I
Oh, my God.
Oh, wow, man, you missed out.
Thing 1 and Thing 2 were very interested, so I took them to the movies to go see it, and they enjoyed it. So,
okay.
I mean, if they enjoyed it, then it must have been good. I just couldn't get into it. Never could. Sorry.
Oh, my gosh.
Still on a fan. Wow.
Deprived
childhood.
I actually saw a movie called The Giver, which stars Jeff Bridges, Meryl Streep, and Katie Holmes, and Alexander Skarsgård, who is of True Blood fame. It's a very interesting movie. It's a sci-fi thriller. It basically is about a society of people that live in a state of complacency, and through charge of society, they have to give away their memories and their past thoughts to an entity known as the giver, quote unquote, and the giver has to select someone to give all of that information to be the holder, like to pass it on, and it's given to this young man who actually starts to look at it as a burden because it's too much information for him to hold on to. So now he holds this information about these people that are in this society, this living environment, and it's too much for him to bear, and he plots on leaving, but the powers that be need him there to actually govern and be, I guess, a leader of sorts, because he is now the information holder. But he doesn't want to hold it because it's too much for him, and he wants to escape, but escape leads in death. So that's what he's dealing with, and he, is in turmoil with his family because he can't tell them anything. So it's a really, really intense thriller. I thought the whole dynamic of living in a state of complacency where it's kind of governed by the government was pretty interesting. And the fact that they're actually robbing and stealing your memories to keep that complacency ongoing was pretty interesting as well. I recommend it. I think it's something that will provoke thought, and it'll make you, go into the resource of your psyche and wonder about things. So,
awesome.
I'm a little weird, so.
I wanted to see that one too, though. So I'm glad you liked it, because that just reaffirms my desire to see the movie.
Yeah, check it out, Adam.
Anything coming out? Anything coming out you're looking forward to?
For me, it's Sin City still. That comes out this weekend.
Okay.
I'm pretty excited about that one.
Yeah, for me too. I'm interested in that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
That's the one to look out for?
Yeah, and I had a quick question for Chike. I know she only had a small part, but I heard Taylor Swift was in that Giver movie. Was she any good, or is she trying to get into that whole acting realm, or do you think it was just like a one-off?
I do believe that she has a future. I do believe that she can, if spoon-fed, I think that she can grow to be something.
Okay, so she didn't just flop around in it. She was actually putting effort, and you could tell.
Yeah, I think that she has a future, with, training and more experience. I think that she will be a contender in movies.
Okay, that's good to hear.
Speaking of, I'm sorry. Speaking of Taylor Swift being in a movie for the first time, just so that you guys know, the trailer for my first movie that I'm in is now up and live on the internet. I actually just posted it on my Twitter, and I posted it on my Facebook. So if you want to follow me, I'm on Twitter at AbsolutelyChike, and on Facebook, it's Chike Evans. Please check it out. The name of the movie is called Love Him or Leave Him.
Definitely got to check that out. We'll post it on our page as well.
Absolutely.
Before you guys go, thoughts real quick, Denzel Washington checked into a detox after a month of partying very hard. He apparently was on a cruise with his wife and I guess some friends, and he was partying really hard and, I guess was drinking a little too much and decided to get back, and he checked into this, high-end detox facility, and they also had nutritionists and, the kind of people, a trainer and a chef to help them out. So, any thoughts?
Adam, do you want to go first?
Well, I mean, Denzel's getting too old for stuff like that. Come on, Denzel.
That's probably why he needs a
Academy Award, You're not. What's going on here? He's got to be around 50, right?
Yeah, he's over 50 plus. But I think he needed that detox. He realized he wasn't as young as he thought he was. He needed to get his mind right. He had to kind of figure it out,
Actually, I think Denzel is really knocking on 60. I think he is 59.
Yeah, he's above. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know he's
all right. Here we go real quick. We all know how Hollywood is. We all know how they spin stuff. I think that maybe Denzel did party a little too hard, and it's unlike he actually checked himself into a rehab facility because I did read that article myself, and I was like, I don't know about that one. Publicists get a hold of things and they try to make it look pretty for the public so you don't suspect certain things.
Right.
I think that maybe Denzel went on a binger, and in order to reel himself back in, he had to check into a facility to get himself straight. The article portrayed it like he does this on a regular after family vacations. He always does this before he goes back to work. What kind of nonsense is that?
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And we like Denzel, hopefully, they like to start kind of things, but Denzel, he has issues, so hopefully, everything's up and up.
Let's take the power away before the people actually get a hold of it and do what they want with it. We'll take control of it. We'll say that he went in because he's about to go back to work. He's getting his body in condition.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly.
Can y'all both please tell me what movie has Denzel been in that he needed to condition his body to do it?
I don't know.
Right.
True.
All right, gentlemen. Well, listen, thank you so much. Have a great week. We'll talk next week, okay?
Question. Are we talking about Mike Brown tonight?
We are talking about Mike Brown. Yeah, if you want to stay on, we'll talk about Mike Brown. We're going to Ms. Parker, A-Ron, and Mike Brown. And Kwame is here. Kwame is here today. We're very excited. So we'll be talking to him in about 15 minutes. I'm excited about that as well.
Cool.
All right. Ms. Parker, what's going on? I know she's on the line.
Hey, how was your weekend?
Good. I told everybody I went and saw my dad for his birthday. His birthday was today, but we celebrated Saturday. My brother threw a very nice cookout, fish fry kind of thing. So I need to do the Denzel detox from all the food I ate over the weekend. But no, we had a great time. How was yours? I saw that you were out and about, looking great as always.
Thank you. It was a busy weekend. It's a lot of Leos, a lot of summer babies, August babies. I can't keep up. So I had 4 birthday parties to go to on Saturday. I ended up on two, just exhausting. And then there was a pool birthday party on Sunday that I attended. Had dinner with the girls on Friday. So it was a pretty busy social weekend. But as I said before, I never had a bad weekend. So it was awesome.
Exactly.
I want to go ahead and I'm sorry.
Now, I was going to say, we saw the pictures of you in your bikini. Someone told me, did you see Miss Parker? She is looking, well, I already knew that you have a great body. I've seen, your foods and things like that. But what is your secret? You want to know, what is your secret to this body?
I actually want to go into a little bit of what I've been doing. I know that I spoke to you about it in details, but I think fitness is way more than just physical. Of course, I go to the gym every day. I try to eat right, but I think consciousness is a lot of it, and I'm in a program, or not. I don't want to say a program, but it's more of a lifestyle. So I go to a lifestyle gym that promotes healthy lifestyle and conscious living. And so I wanted to kind of speak to the detox that Denzel went through. I read the article, and it is very, I don't want to say normal, but a lot of the people who are into natural living and conscious living, they detox weekly.
Okay.
My life coach does it weekly. He does it every Monday, and he detoxes for 4 days every month.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And what it does is every time. I'm sorry?
You know what it consists of?
I'm sorry?
Do you know what it consists of, the detox?
Oh, so I'm going to go into that. So what it does is when he detox, you can do a juice detox. You can do just veggies, but he does no eating at all. It's more of a a fasting detox, what he does, and it's just water. So it's a water detox. And what it does is, so for example, a lot of our body and illnesses that we carry around, cancer, all the major illnesses, probably come from your consciousness, honestly. Because if your body and your mind and your spirit is not at peace, it creates a lot of illnesses in our body. So what it does, if you go 24 hours without healing, your body have to work less for you to process any food. So if it's not processing food, what it's doing is it's healing something inside of you that needs to be healed. So your body can only do one thing at a time. When it's not processing food, it's healing something. And so that's why the naturalists really focus on eating vegan or eating just seafood, because their body doesn't have to work as hard. So when your body is not working as hard to process food, it's actually working to heal something that's going on inside of us that we don't know, something physical going on inside of us. So detoxing is a pretty I don't want to say popular, but it's a pretty normal thing in that type of realm. People who live in that naturalist type stage. So it could be, it is very possible that Denzel does that when he goes on a food binge or something. I try to eat light on Mondays, because usually on the weekends I eat a lot, and I have tried detox on Mondays. It's just because I'm not used to it. My head hurts, and it really takes a long time for you to get used to it.
Yeah, you get adjusted. Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But it is very possible. So I do a lot of, so going back to your question, mine is a whole lifestyle change. And so, I don't wake up and look like that. I work on it. And so I don't want to give people any misguidance that I just wake up and put on a bikini and I've had weight issues before. I've had eating disorders. I have struggled with being 145 pounds. Now I'm 120. I had been skinnier than I am now, but not in a healthy way.
Right,
so and for me, it had to have been a lifestyle. I had to make a lifestyle change in order for me to be where I am now. So it does take work, and not just physical work, but I do work a lot on my consciousness and my mental, and a lot of reading and a lot of making sure that I'm healed from the inside out.
Yeah, and you gave me that book to read, The 4 Principles. I'm starting that this week. I'm excited about it. So I definitely you give me an update on it. So
Awesome. Let me know what you think.
We'll do. Well, let's move on to Aaron. Aaron, what's going on in the world of sports?
Hey, Aaron.
Hey, Miss Parker,
what's going
Steven.
on?
Good man. First of all, Miss Parker, I gotta give you just props, girl. I mean, everybody's looking, amazing. Just everything.
Thanks,
just
Aaron.
Absolutely. You are an inspiration. I gotta step up my game, definitely.
I'm sure it won't take you that long.
So yeah, y'all, sports, man. Sports, honestly, it's taking a back seat this week, man. I'm just so consumed by what's going on, man, down in Ferguson and stuff. But it's like sports is just kind of like taking a back seat for me for right now. I don't even know what to talk about sports. All I know, football. Well, I can talk about this.
Football, I know you've been watching that. That's your thing right there.
Oh yeah. The Redskins are playing the Browns right now here in Washington. So pretty scoring. And I wish he would. Can you hear me now?
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. When it comes to Robert Griffin, I just wish that he would learn to slide better whenever he's running with the ball. He kind of runs kind of sloppy to me, and whenever he's sliding, his toe gets caught in the grass, and it looks really awkward, and it looks like it could become an issue. So wanted to mention that. Also, tennis. Rafael Nadal will not be playing in this year's U.S. Open. He hurt his wrist, so he is out for the U.S. Open.
Wow.
Any tennis fans? We got anybody? Stephen, Miss Parker, GK, Adam?
You got that.
Okay.
You got that.
Okay. It's quick. It's right. It's just totally all right. let's see, basketball, Team USA. You know, they're in the this year is it's like the World Cup of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
That's about to start up soon. And
I want to tell you, Aaron, I told you I was at my dad's birthday cookout.
Can we talk about that? Yeah.
Well, over the weekend, and, you know, my dad turned 62, so his friends are on that same age group, and LeBron James came up as, you know, a topic of discussion, and they were saying how, like, most of them were very much in favor of him going back to Cleveland and think he's going to be there for a while. They think that he may not win this first season, but they think because of the people that they're bringing to the team, they're going to be, you know, something to reckon with next season. What are your thoughts? I know you've talked about this already.
No. So old school thinks that LeBron's going to stay long term. So
yeah.
Wow.
And they congratulated. They were happy that he did go back to Cleveland. They said that showed a lot about his character. And I was like, this is not what I've been hearing on my show. So I was interested in what you had to say about that. I was interested in what you were saying.
I respect my elders. You know, I got mad love for them, man. But this, what Bron's doing, it's love of this hometown, but it has to do also with contract, with money, man. Like it's okay. This is all strategic. It's very planned out, strategic. If you notice, he has not signed a long-term deal with Cleveland. Right. Mm-hmm. It's a 2-year deal with a 1-year option, meaning that he can leave after this season. Once the season's over, he could be like, okay, I'm out. If he really wanted to stay, he'd be like, yo, sign me up, 7-year deal. I'm finishing up here, retiring here. I love my town. It's a wrap. It's over. Nah, no sir. Pretty much like I explained in the past. This 2-year deal is pretty much the last 2-year deal. Last 2 years of his Heat contract. Same thing. Right. He had 2 years left with the Heat deal. It was, I guess, Cleveland bought him out. Whatever. I don't know I don't know all
the just run everything.
But pretty much it's 2 years left in his Heat deal. This is a 2-year deal with Cleveland. Come on, people. Just saying. So
and then another thing.
Okay, no, but I will say this: after these 2 years, if he then signs with Cleveland for like a long-term deal, then hey, I was wrong. I will eat crow. Like Williams is eat crow. Yeah, y'all, you all heard it here. I will eat crow. Straight up.
Okay.
Real,
and then one more thing before we move on to the Mike Brown situation. They were saying that Derrick Rose is not going to come back as hard as he was before because, you know, they don't think he'll get injured again because the caliber of player he is and the much energy he exudes when he's playing, he won't be able to do that out the injuries he's had. Do you agree?
Derrick, okay, first of all, Derrick is my dude. Like Derrick.
Yeah, I like Derrick Rose.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like Derrick, he's like one of those players that I just really, really want him to get back to where he was. Like he was just so good for the league. He's just awesome talent, humble. He didn't have that arrogance about him or anything. I mean, just like a good dude. Now, with his injury and with him, no, I don't think that he's going to be that, you know,
what he was,
that player that he was in the past. But a 90% Derrick Rose is just, I'll take him. I will definitely take him. So no, he's not gonna be the same player anymore. Nah,
okay.
He won't. So, no.
Well, let's move on.
He's still gonna be very good though. But he'll still be very good.
I mean, 90% of what he was is still a good player.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so our question of the day today, and we're going to talk about this briefly before we go into our next segment with Kwame. Kwame is here, y'all. I can't wait to talk to him. But before we get to him, the question of the day, you know, we've been seeing it in the media and on the news. Just beyond the rock, we don't know what's going on in Ferguson, Missouri, with the whole Mike Brown, the unarmed 18-year-old that was gunned down by a police officer in the middle of the day, and now this they're having the protests and it has been very chaotic in Ferguson. So the question of the day is, what are your thoughts on the Mike Brown / Ferguson, Missouri situation? Go on the Stephen Knight Show, our Facebook page, or tweet us at Stephen Knight Show, SHO. Hey, Ron, I know you had something to say about this. What are your thoughts on everything that's going down? Hey, Ron?
Oh. My
what are your thoughts? I know you want to talk about it. What are your thoughts?
Oh, yeah. It's, man, I can't even put it into words. Like, just seeing what I saw, like seeing the young man lifeless, blood coming out of his head, on just visually seeing that, man, it just does something to me. And the fact that children and adults, like everyone, in that neighborhood saw his body laying there for, hours.
Yeah, 4 or 5 hours, I think.
Yeah, just like no respect for life, no respect for the dead. That city, that town, Ferguson, the county, it's
the city. They should have a history of this.
Yeah.
The people versus the police. You know what I mean? There's no camaraderie. Yeah, it's like a hierarchy with the police being at the top. Ms. Parker, did you want to weigh in on this? I know that you had some thoughts about it. Is she there? No. Okay. Well, my thoughts are.
Sorry, Steve. I'm here. I had you guys on mute. Apologize about that. No, okay. I'm going to choose to listen tonight.
Are you going to choose to listen? Okay. My thoughts are, I think that this is what it is. I think we need to get all the information, but I do think that at the same time it's showing a pattern, all over the country, because since this has happened, we've had 3 or 4 other teenagers killed by, African-American teenagers killed by police officers. You know what I mean? So it's something that's been ongoing, and I think the bigger question is, because the gentleman said he was in Ferguson protesting today, it's not a black-white issue, it's more of a hierarchy situation. And I think that you're seeing the police officers using, they're bringing too much force on. Like the punishment does not fit the crime. And I think that this, like the same situation, like the autopsy came out today. The first one said that he was shot 6 times, and 4 times were in his body.
At least 6 times.
And
at least
6 times. And 2, the one that, because the person that performed the autopsy said that he could have lived, with the other shots, but the one that hit the top of his head, that's what killed him. That he could not have survived that. And so, you had a lot of eyewitnesses that said that he turned around, put his hands up, and yet the police officer continued to shoot at him. I don't know. That's the disconnect for me. We weren't there, but if you have people saying that he turned around and surrendered, and yet he's still getting shot at, and then the police officer got over him, shot at. That's to me. I don't get that. I don't get that.
Well, you know what this reminds me of? Do you remember the movie Mississippi Burning?
I don't. What was that about?
It was about injustice from the police department in the South in Mississippi, and the FBI really had to come in and regulate because it was really out of control. Yeah. And when I first heard this, that's exactly what it reminded me of, like a modern day burning, Mississippi burning.
Yeah.
And I think that at some point there should be like an efficiency expert of some point going through these towns and just to oversee, just to go through looking at the records, looking at the arrest, records and charges and see if they add up. Because did you see the chart for the arrests between African Americans and non-African Americans? Did you see that?
Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Yeah. And what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. But they actually had the footage because, he hasn't, the police officer, he has not made any statements publicly. Of course, he's been interviewed by people who are doing this investigation. But some lady called into a radio station who was supposedly a friend of his. She was an alien.
Josie. Josie.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes. Right. And she told the story. And what didn't make sense to me in her story was, and like, again, I was not there, I don't know. What doesn't make sense is that she says that the police officer pointed a gun towards him, towards Michael Brown, and he said, "What you going to do, shoot me?" and then charged him. Who's going to charge somebody with a gun?
It makes no sense. Right. What she says, it makes no sense. It sounds so, it was so bizarre and so unbelievable. And she says that she heard it from the shooter's significant other. I'm like, you allegedly heard it from someone, and you call it on the radio. Girl, have a seat. Whereas we have 3 eyewitnesses that all have seen it. But it's so interesting that, I'm sorry, an eyewitness usually to me means an eyewitness. But it's but because I kind of get this feeling that because these are African American eyewitnesses, that they don't hold the same standing as if it was a Caucasian eyewitness.
I won't say that because I've been watching CNN, and they've because at first it was really just telling from the Mike Brown, that side, but they've begun to show, from the police officer side, and so, but they're telling every story. So I don't think it's just about because they're African American. I think that we only had one person from the police officer side, and that was this alias, this woman with an alias calling your radio station. So,
and that's my point. She's an alias.
And the issue also was, Friday, everyone was waiting to hear who the police officer was that actually did, do the murder, in my opinion. And they announced his name, but then they released a video of Mike Brown.
The big bad black man video. Right. Big bad, alleged big bad black man. Right.
Yeah, so I don't know. We're gonna continue to talk, but we have to move on. But we're gonna continue to talk about this, in weeks to come. I'm interested to see how this plays out. But I want to thank you all for joining us, for that road discussion. KWAME is on the line, so we got to get to him. So we're gonna take a quick commercial break. Go on Facebook though and tell us what you think. What are your thoughts about the Mike Brown, Ferguson, Missouri situation? Go on Facebook or Twitter and tweet us what you think. We'll be right back after this. KWAME.
You're listening to the Steven Knight Talk Show on EOTM Radio. You're listening now. You're listening to the Steven Knight Talk Show on EOTM Radio. The Steven Knight Show, Monday nights at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on EOTMRadio.com.
KWAME, a talented artist, songwriter, and producer, first emerged on the music scene at large in 1989. Born in Queens, New York, KWAME was surrounded by musical influences as a child, including family friends such as Stevie Wonder. Many of his longtime fans were excited when we announced that he'd be on tonight. So without further ado, please help me welcome hip-hop legend himself, KWAME. Welcome to the show.
Hey, what's up? What's going on? Thanks for having me.
Oh, my gosh. I'm like, this is like a good day right now. Good day to have you here.
We got to have good days. We have to have
good days. We posted it today. We have been announcing it since last week. And so I think, KWAME, oh, my gosh, I grew up. I love you. So, definitely the fans are listening tonight. Before we go into a little bit about, your early on in your career, do you have any thoughts when it comes to this Mike Brown and what's going on in Ferguson?
Yeah, I have a lot of deep thoughts, and it's not necessarily just directed to Mike Brown. Mike Brown is a end result to a bigger issue that I think younger black men do not seem to address. And even with Mike Brown, even before that, to Trayvon Martin, all the way back to Emmett Till, there is a thing that young black men do not seem to address, especially now. And this is it. Though the economic status of the black man has changed drastically over the last 50 years, in this society of pretty much most of the world, most of the Western world, we are still not equal. You have black billionaires, you have black millionaires, you have children of black millionaires and billionaires, and they, I think, somehow start to feel like, for lack of a better term, that it's sweet now. You could just everything is on an equal playing field, and as much as they see it, because every year there's another Michael Brown. Every month there's another Michael Brown. So so this is nothing new. We're just enraged now, and in 2015 there will be another Michael Brown. So the thing that I'm trying to say is, it's how you position yourself, how you understand the laws that are governed in your land as a young black man, and understand that just because you feel like there's an air of equality, there isn't. And if young black men would understand that they are walking targets, they are walking suspects at all times, they would carry themselves in a different way, and they would be prepared. They would be better prepared for situations like that. Now, with Michael Brown's case, he was walking across the street, and the situation happened. But the thing that's even bigger, the smear campaign that they're putting on Michael Brown. He was stealing a cigar, and now the toxicology reports come out, and he was smoking weed
and marijuana.
And I know a lot of people will argue, you steal a cigar, you shouldn't be killed. You smoking weed, you shouldn't be killed. I understand that. But if you had the thought process to know that you're always going to be a target and you're always going to be a suspect, you may not put yourselves in. You got to think, like I tell my son, think about what the worst possible thing that can happen to you.
Right.
And act accordingly to that. You know what I'm saying?
I agree because I'm sure that when he woke up that morning, and even if he allegedly stole these cigars, even if he did that, I don't think that he woke up with the mindset of I'm going to die today. You know what I mean?
No, of course you're not.
Yeah.
Think about and if anybody that knows me, I am the least bit of a racist in any way, shape, or form.
Of course.
I have friends of all types, and but I can safely say that a young white teenager that may even be from an affluent area or affluent family will wake up one morning and say, you know what, I feel like going to Dwayne Reed and jacking some lipstick or jacking, just stealing something. Kids do it all the time. And the one consequence that's going to happen to them, and they know it in their mind and in their spirit, that the only thing that's going to happen, you may call the cops cool, but they're just going to call their mom. And that's it. They can maneuver in that type of way because they know that the consequence isn't that. But I think a lot of young black men don't seem to understand that the simplest thing you do can get you killed. And or the simplest thing you do can make you a suspect just because. I don't know how many young black men that I know that got stopped by the cops, taken in by the cops, just because they were a black guy in a white T-shirt. Something as simple as that.
Absolutely.
So do you tell them not to wear white T-shirts? Like I told my son, when you get dressed in the morning, ask yourself if some of the knuckleheads that you know are wearing the same thing. If that answer is yes, find something else to wear. It's just that simple. Because you have to find ways to maneuver around the system until the system is changed. And at the same time, activism is a very important thing too. That changes systems as well. I don't personally believe in looting and rioting and stuff like that, but you got to make some kind of noise in order to be heard. So with that being said, I think there's do's and don'ts and right and wrong way to activate people's consciousness when it comes to this Michael Brown situation and the situations before that and after it. So it's learning steps.
Yeah. It seems like the world as a whole, because if you saw the footage today, you saw black, white, and other minorities marching together, because they just can't fathom how this young man was killed. But but yeah, that's something we'll definitely continue on this show to talk about. But I want to get more into your career, and you released your first album at the age of 16, The Boy Genius.
Yes.
I mean, and that, let's make it known, it made the Ego Trips book of Rap List 1989's top 25 album. So that's a classic album that a lot of people remember to this day that still have. Do you remember what was going on then in your life when you were 16 making that album?
Well, me, I was just 1,000% into my music.
Okay.
So the only thing that was going on in my life was music and the pursuit of it. But the difference is, if a 16-year-old now wants to become a rapper, they could tell their parents, I want to be a rapper, and everything is understood. Me,
right. Yeah.
Nobody thought that it was ever going to be anybody's career, that you can ever make any kind of money off of it. And if you just didn't have any kids that did hip-hop, most of those did not know what it was at all.
Right.
And if they did know what it was, they, and it's weird because what people thought hip-hop was back then is pretty much what hip-hop is now. So back then they thought it was a bunch of kids doing wrong, talking about drugs, talking about sex, doing all this crazy stuff, where back then it was just kids literally elevating their consciousness. They were studying old type of records. They were learning about older artists. They were taking that stuff, bashing it up, and making music out of it. They were flipping the fashions in the street and making things their own. So it was a big cultural explosion at that time. That like Will Smith said, the parents just didn't understand. So for me, it was like, okay, I'm gonna have to prove to my parents that this is actually something. When a parent would say, turn that rap stuff off, back then you could say to your parent, Mom, Dad, just sit here and listen to this record.
Right.
I don't know
what it's talking about.
I don't know if you could do that right now, as much as, with a lot of the mainstream stuff.
Right.
Like just sit here and actually listen to this record, and then it'll change your perspective on what me and my generation is dealing with. So that was some of the differences from then to now.
So it's interesting you talk about today's music because, if you go on any radio station, I don't care, especially in any major city, you hear the exact same songs played 10 times over the course of an hour. What are your thoughts on, well, first, are there any artists that are, new artists or current artists that you listen to now and you can say, okay, I like what they're doing? Is there anybody you can think of?
Well, I listen to a lot of different artists. It's weird. So, like, that question is kind of like an open-ended question for me because I don't. My musical palette is very vast, and I can't say that I sit down and I zone in on certain hip-hop stuff. What I can say is, because I do current music, I produce current music, that I listen to what's going on. The unfortunate thing is I feel like this is something I have to do, not what I want to do. When I hear a lot of this stuff, like I get it, I'm not out of touch, but it does not motivate me in any way. Like I can sit and listen to the radio and I hear that 10-song playlist. It's never going to make me want to go into the studio and make a beat or write a song. It's just like, all right, cool. It's like just like walking into McDonald's. The smell of McDonald's does not make you want to go home and cook.
Right. Exactly.
You consume it because you're there, but you don't go home and say, I'm going to make me a Big Mac just like I. It just doesn't, but. Like, I can give you an example. When I was a kid, like young, like 10, 11 years old, the main station in New York City was a station called 92 KTU and WBLS. And just to give you an example of the playlist, you would hear Michael Jackson, then it would go into whatever the top rap record it was at the time. So say Michael Jackson and Curtis Blow, and then you would hear a John Lennon record, then you would hear a Madonna record, then you would hear an Isley Brothers record, and then you would hear a Barry White record, then you hear a James Brown record, then you hear another rap record, then it as long as the record was dope, those were the records that was on the playlist. Yeah. It had nothing to do with the color. There were no genre boxes. So as a kid, I was exposed to so much music just listening to the radio. I learned about different genres and artists, white, black, and in between, just from the normal, regular radio playlist. And as time went on, those playlists changed drastically to what we have now, where it's just like the Wizard of Oz, like this one conglomerate controls everything that you're going to hear and listen to for the whole day. Exactly.
Yeah, and that's the truth, because I know I'm always listening to different radio stations when I'm working out, and you hear the same songs. But after I think it was 4 albums you did, you decided to really just hone more into your production abilities. And since then, you've worked with anyone from Lloyd Banks to Will Smith, 50 Cent, Sweet Missy, Pussycat Dolls, Christina Aguilera, Method Man, Raven-Symoné, Fantasia, Mary J. Blige, Keisha Cole, everyone. And you recently did a song with what's her name? I'm sorry, Vivian Green. Tell us about that single.
Well, Vivian Green, that record is called "Get Right Back to My Baby," and I just produced her 5th album. The name of the album is called V. That album comes out in February. But I always admired Vivian's artistry as a soul singer, and I just never thought that, even though she's had several number 1 records and she sold some good amount of records, I just never thought that they gave her enough of a shot, and I thought she just needed energy records and stuff like that. So we teamed up, and we make a great team. Like I wrote and produced her current album, like I said, that's coming out. And then right now we're actually teamed up. I'm working on a film, and I'm the music producer of a film called Seasons of Love, and I'm the music supervisor. And Vivian is very heavily involved with the songwriting process of the songs that I did for the film. So, she's, not just a great artist, she's a super talented songwriter as well. Right. And I just wanted to bring her in and help her expand on all of the different talents that she has. So I'm excited for this project. It's going to be real dope.
I can't wait to hear it. What made you decide after that 4th album to, concentrate more on the production aspect of the business?
Oh, it was very simple. I fell off as a rapper. I was broke as hell, and I needed and I made a decision. I said, "Am I going to be what is my future going to be? Am I going to be the statistic? Am I going to just be that old school rapper that that was hot for these last 3 or 4 years and then call it a day, or am I going to prove to myself, number one, that music is the career that I wanted to be in. Music is the lifelong career that I wanted to be in. I never would have expected 25 years later to have, to have sold, records that sold over 30 million copies. I never thought I would have, wrote and produced for over 12 films. Things like that were never in my mind frame just as a rapper. All I wanted to do as a rapper was write and produce for myself. But when that ran out, it was like, okay, what are you going to do? You're just going to keep, it's like I call it like living in high school. Like a lot of people, when they grow up, they feel that high school was their most favorite years.
Exactly,
and relive their high school years. I can't do that. I'm always trying to keep it pushing, man, and fully realize myself. So that was like that firm decision. Like by hell or high water, I'm gonna keep this music going.
And it definitely worked because, you work with such great artists. You still, like you say, you sold so many millions of albums. You contribute to albums, at production side, even from your own albums. What advice would you give someone, especially I'll say a young rapper, because, you're right that music changes. And, I know some people who are very talented rappers who maybe 10 years ago they had a sound, but they're not able to, because music's changed. So they don't fit the current, what's current on the radio. What advice would you give them?
The biggest advice is never get attached to a sound. Never. Don't, there's that's the problem with half of the New York rappers. They're so New York, they can't understand why they can't get tracks placed or records made because they're stuck on a sound and a time. You know, even with a lot of old school rappers, they're stuck in a time. It's like, as a rapper, your job is to tell your story and the stories of people around you. So as a rapper, your job is to expose yourself to as much as you possibly can. Mm-hmm. Don't just be from Brooklyn and stay in Brooklyn and never know anything about anywhere else. Like, push your boundaries and push your exposure and just write about it. Because the more you do and the more you write about it, as time goes on, you're writing about the things you're seeing currently, that makes you current with the time.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? You're always current. You're always talking about your experiences. So, say, for example, if I'm a 40-year-old man and I decide to make a record, my record better be from the perspective of a 40-year-old man, not a 25-year-old man. I'm not 25 anymore. Unless I'm telling you a story about something that happened to me when I was 25, I should never be trying to make a record to compete with a 25-year-old. It shouldn't be, you know, because there's people my age that like hip-hop too. There's people 25-year-olds that like their type of hip-hop, and those artists should speak about their experience. But the biggest thing is when you speak about your experience, just tell the truth. Because at the end of the day, people see the truth. They see through a lie. And if you're a good writer and you're telling the truth, everybody will believe it. And when you can bring people into your story and your experiences, that's when people are attached to you as an artist.
Okay. And we can't let you go without talking about some of your charity work. Tell us a little about, because I think one of the biggest things, especially for anyone that, you know, is privileged to give back, and you definitely have done that. Tell us a little bit about what you have going on.
Well, I guess you can call it charity work. I just call it just what I have to do. Is just you know, I think that I'm very much into the arts programs in schools and things of that nature. So I always lend myself to those type of programs. Whether it was one, you know, for about 2 years I taught a creative writing class, and you know. Also, I taught a music appreciation class. I've done a lot of different events where I try to enlighten kids and just give kids the perspective that they need to either just to continue their artistry. You know, that's all. Just continue their artistry and expand on it and allow and try to show kids that it's okay to be just who they are and what they want to be. And that to me is a very big motivative factor, because a lot of times, you know, most rappers are influential people. They're just like, yeah, get your money or money over everything, or it's always something stupid about money, and it's like money is the last thing that these kids need to be talking about. Because there's no dollar amount guaranteed on talent. There's no dollar amount guaranteed on following a dream. So you need to have people out there motivating them in that way. And I think one of my end goals, like I wanna open either a like a new music conservatory or a workshop where we go to different schools and we start and fund programs, music programs, real music programs in these schools. I haven't been to a school in the last 15 years that I saw them have a band, like a school band. When I was a kid, all schools had a band. And the bands usually are terrible, but still it was like a band that you could, you know, it helps with kids' academics and everything. And they just don't fund that anymore. So you know, I figure if you can have a basketball team, you can have a school band. I mean, that's how I look at it. You know, you can have a football team, you can have a band. And so that's my real passion, you know, just fostering the arts in school.
I love your Twitter. Everybody can follow on Twitter at KWAME KWAME did it. I like that name. Is there any significance behind that name? When
I was first selling tracks, no one would believe that I made those type of beats, because I make beats with so many different types of artists. So I used to have this tagline where it just says Kwame did it before the beats drop. And so when I started on Twitter, I just used that, as a recognizable. But then it was weird because then I used to get a lot of tweets from people from Detroit mad at me, thinking that I was blaming their mayor for doing the crazy stuff that he did.
Wow. Kwame, it's been a pleasure, man, having you on the show. Like I say, you are hip-hop. You're a legend. Everybody's so excited to have you on, and I was very excited to talk to you tonight. I wish you nothing but continued success in this wonderful career you have.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Tell everybody where they can follow you, where they can keep up with everything you have going on.
Well, like you said, on Twitter, I'm at Kwame Did It, DIDIT, and on Instagram, I am on Kwame Vision. I'll post the weirdest, craziest thing that my eye sees. So check me out on Instagram, Kwame Vision, and on Facebook it's Kwame the Boy Genius. And you can just all the updates to the different shows or different productions that I'm doing. Stay in touch. Let me know what you thought about the show tonight. Hit me up on Twitter. Let me know what you thought about the show tonight as well.
All right, Kwame. Have a good one, man. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you, man.
All right. And we'll be right back after this.
Hey there, this is Luella, and I am back, baby. I want to know, who is this him? TL and DJ Team Picasso, Madman, and all this kind of... Who is this?
Mother Jenkins, that is the show that they have. It's a hip-hop show, and it comes on every
what time? Is it every Wednesday, every other? Try to tell me one thing and something else be going on. But what is it?
Mother Jenkins, it's every other Wednesday, every second Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard.
Eastern Standard? I done told y'all about this.
Well, Mother Jenkins, this is for the children, young adults.
Oh, the children. Well, go ahead on and tell them to go ahead on and do what they need to do. Now, I don't want all that old cussing and all that kind of old stuff. Now, if they do that, I may have to come on with some cussing. Well, y'all go ahead and tune in to them every other Wednesday. At 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay? Thank y'all. All right. Now, bye, child.
All right. That's Mother Jenkins, y'all. EOTMRadio.com. Tune in and let's talk about it.
Welcome back to the Stephen Knight Show. Before we go on to music, I want to talk about, read some of your response to the question of the day. What are your thoughts on the Mike Brown, Ferguson, Missouri situation? Tyrone said it's a bunch of foolishness and actually makes me angry. The fact that they're criminalizing Brown for their argument is mind-boggling to him, but he thinks it's going to work against them as well, since the general public can see right through the mess. Bakira said her opinion is that the police, for one, have become extremely militant, unnecessarily aggressive in general. Sometimes it needs to be done. Something needs to be done about it. The media is racially biased in their reporting, which adds to stigmas that are already there for people of color and feeds on fear and hate of those who look for a reason to fear and hate based on race. She goes on. Angie says, I think that we haven't heard the whole story. There are two sides to every story. Media only tells the side that they think are going to get some ratings. I'm not taking to either side, but the officer's side needs to be heard. There are bad people everywhere, but we do not have the right to judge. There's only one judge, and he will judge us when the time comes. As far as the looters, they need to stop and use common sense. They are not helping the situation at all. In fact, their ignorance is making it worse. Will posted a link that talks about it's Jesse Williams and the depiction of Michael Brown. Nathaniel Gibson said, a tragedy, yes. An execution, yes. Justice for the victim, yes. It is also time for us as a people to get our house in order. We need to stress voting, education, parenting, and changing the image of us as a people. No more thugs, but people with morals, courage to change our own neighborhood, strength to speak out what we must do, and the guts to see it through. Diana says, I think that the police in general have become very aggressive and use their badge to mess people's lives up, kill for no reason. The media is probably making millions of dollars off of this kind of situation. I'm not prejudiced by any means and don't get it. And then more people obviously weighed in. This is definitely a heavy discussion that we're going to talk about. Unfortunately, ran out of time with Kelly. She had to go, but I definitely want to hear her story. She has a very good story. She was a burn survivor who had taken her story and turned it into, someone who had burns over 75% of her body. She took a near-death success from an ugly scar-faced girl to top 10 most powerful and influential speaker, Fierce Woman of the Year, 3-time bestseller author, and recipient of Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal, and most recently she was the YMCA Woman of Distinction in 2013. So we definitely want to hear her story, because a lot of us may not have the outer scars. We have those internal scars that we need to definitely deal with. But now it's time to go into Stephen's playlist. As you know, we play music from all over. People submit their music on a daily basis. If you want to do so, please email us at thestephennightshow@gmail.com. Attach 1 or 2 songs, your bio, 1 or 2 promotional pictures. And remember that all songs must be edited for radio, meaning no cursing, and we definitely look forward to hearing from you. Now, the first song is by KWAME. It's a throwback, one of his classic hits. It's called Only You. Check it out and enjoy Stephen's playlist.
Together for some time, and I've been experiencing some kind of feelings that change and rearrange for the better. And I hope that you've been feeling the same way, and pray that you ain't running game. Hey, just what do you have to say?
As I sit here thinking about you, suddenly I feel the same.
You do? Explain once more, okay? Check it out. It don't take a genius to know I care for you. Love, cherish, respect, and always be there for you. Why not? It's quite simple. A love affair like this, I can truly get my heart into. Haven't you? Cause you're my morning flower. For you, I give my fortune, fame, and power. No, I'm not kidding. But shouldn't we just enjoy this and take it as it is? You do? So do I. Does it see each other apple in my sleepy eyes? My dear, I must confess that I'm your love slave and you're my empress. I love you like a wife, mother, sister, or daughter. Wash up your every move, even drink your bath water. I'm not playing, it's true, and my love is for only you. See, you got the picture. So come over here and let's get freaky. You ready? 1 and 2 and 1. I wanna do it like, and give it to you just like. Come over here and do it like. Turn around and I do a little something like. 2 times. One more time, hit it. What?
Let me take you by the hand and talk to you just for a while. And I'll kiss your cheek and say sweet things
just to see you smile. Only you can make me do all the things I do. If it's true, I'm stuck to you just like crazy glue. I'm not the kind of guy who just like to slam bam, thank you ma'am, then I'm through. You're the only one for me, yep, just you. You and only you. Why? Cause of the things you do. Oh. Don't you see I'm the one for you? These words are true, and my love is for only you. Only you. Make me do the things I do. I know you can make me bring the world to you. Yes, it's true. It's you and only you. Come on, sweetheart. Let's go home.
Hey. 1, 2, 1, 2. Here we go. It's my time to rise. It's my time to shine. It's my time to live. It's my time to fly. It's my time. It's my time. I can see it. I can feel it. Time has come now to reveal it. I've been waiting for a long time. Gotta do it. And won't let nothing hold me down. Gotta do it. Because I may not get another chance. I believe it. If I want it, I can have it. I believe it. Done with falling, done with losing. I can do it. I think I'll tell myself again. I can do it. Yeah. And I'm not gonna stop till I win. 'Cause it's my time to rise. Hey. It's my time to shine. Oh. It's my time to live. It's my time to live. My time to fly. Oh, it's my time. It's my time. She's a diva, yeah. She's a diva full of drama. Don't believe her. Hearing things that people say and got to twisted. So much fiction, not much bad. Got to twisted. And ain't nobody got time for that. See, my moment has now arrived. And I won't let it pass me by. It's my time to rise. It's my time to shine. It's my time to live. It's my time to live. It's my time to fly. Oh, it's my time. My time. I decided that I was gonna be living and my best days are still in front of me. Everything will be alright. Now it's time for me. It's my time to rise. It's my time to shine. It's my time to live. My time to live. My time to fly. It's my time. Oh,
I could write a sad song, choose to sing along, giving credit to haters. Rejoice in the Lord for showing His love and giving me some favors. It's easy to get discouraged
discouraged when things are still. Thank God that things are still. Wow. Satan is to kill you. I have the joy of my Savior, and He gives me strength. I don't have to be weary, 'cause He's busy watching over me. I'm doing well. Woo. I'm doing well. Here we go. Rolling in the victory, walking in the purpose. Rolling in the victory, walking in the purpose. It should have been me. Yeah. Then He gave us life. Abundantly, we're getting ready to reap. Don't be deceived. It's easy to get discouraged when things are still. Thank God that things are still. Yes, He is. Here we go. I don't have to be. I'm doing well. Woo! I don't have to be. No. Tired, exhausted, and misunderstood. Seems like it's so hard to keep doing good. If there is a plan, God has a plan. Rolling in the victory, walking in the purpose. Rolling in the victory, walking in the purpose.
Yeah, I could probably rap about haters, but I'd rather rap about favor. Can write a whole song on the enemy, or I can tell them how good God has been to me. How a praise. Don't doubt His name. Keep moving forward, don't stop the flame. 'Cause all of your labor is not in vain. You're doing so well, so do not complain. His grace falling on you like drops of rain. Focus on Him and block out the pain. Your treasures in heaven, there's a lot of change. Boy, so don't quit. Even when life ain't making no sense, you feel like you ain't getting no tips. God sees everything that you do, and so keep doing good, my brother, my sister. He'll never forsake or forget you. You'll get your reward in time, but as for now, stay on your grind.
Just the other day, you turned and walked away. Left you all alone, heart full of pain. Never said goodbye, left you there to cry. Broken down, standing in the rain. Hey, but wipe all your tears away, 'cause I can't be saved today. Gonna erase the pain that He gave. It's gonna be okay. I know He broke your heart, tears rolling down your face. You know I'm coming over to make sure you're okay. You don't have to wait, I'ma save the day. Call me Superman, you can go and play. Girl, I'm on my way. Girl, I'm on my way. You don't have to wait, I'ma save the day. Call me Superman, you'll be right away. Girl, I'm on my way. You must have seen it all along. He was a fool to do you wrong, but it's okay. I'm here to stay strong and move on. Baby, take my hand, 'cause I wanna be your man for a while and die. Show you I love you, make all your dreams come true. I know we broke your heart, tears rolling down your face. You know I'm coming over to make sure you're okay. You don't have to wait, I'ma save the day. call me Superman. You'll be Lois Lane. Girl, I'm on my way. Girl, I'm on my way. You don't have to wait. I'm a baby, call me Superman. Girl, I'm on my way. I'll never let you down when you call on me. I'll always be around if you let me be the man you need. Baby, I'll fulfill your fantasy. But wipe all your tears away. I give you favor, hey. Gonna erase the pain that he gave. It's gonna be okay. I know he broke your heart, tears rolling down your face. You know I'm coming over to make sure you're okay. You don't have to wait. I'ma save the day. Call me Superman. You'll be Lois Lane. Girl, I'm on my way. Girl, I'm on my way, baby. Girl, I'm on my way. Girl, I'm on my way. I'm on my way. Just every day, you'll be okay.
Been a long day, and I can't wait to see your face, smiling back at me. 'Cause the moment I see you, and you hold me in your arms, whatever was wrong doesn't even matter at all. When there's so much on my mind, I know you can make it right.
Take off you. I'm gonna tee your body whenever you want me to please. Oh, 'cause whenever there is so much on, I already know you gon' make it. 'Cause it happens every time. When I'm with you, all I gotta say is hey, baby. Baby, I got your loving. Have it all night. 'Cause I've been missing you like crazy, baby. Oh, baby, don't you feel me coming? Baby, don't you feel me? You can have that you have. I wanna kiss you. Hold you.
you. Even though what you was doing wasn't tasteful. Even though you out here looking so ungrateful. I'ma keep it moving, be classy and graceful. I told him it's no friends in the game, you ain't learned that yet. All the bridges you came over, don't burn that yet. Niggas want respect, but niggas ain't earned that yet. Self-righteous and entitled, but they swearing on the Bible that they love you, and really they no different from all your rivals. But I still don't wish death on them, I just reflect on them.
Pills and potions, we're overdosing. I'm angry, but I still love you. Pills and potions, we're overdosing. Can't stand it, but I still love you. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love.
Yo, people will love you and support you when it's beneficial. I'ma forgive, I won't forget, but I'ma dead the issue. Soon as you out of niggas' lives, it's when they start to miss you. They see you doing good, now it's kinda hard to dish you. Niggas be sick when they remember all the bad they wished you. Niggas be mad when they can't come and live lavish with you. But I sped off in the Benzie. I see the envy when I'm causing a frenzy. So I pop pills for 'em. Cop cribs in the hills on 'em.
Pills and potions, we're overdosing. I'm angry, but I still love you. Pills and potions, we're overdosing. Can't stand it, but I still love you. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love. I get high off your memory. I get high off your memory. I get high off your memory. In due time, we'll be fine. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love. I still love, I still love, I still love, I still love, I
I guess it's true, I'm not good at a one-night stand. But I still need love, cause I'm just a man. These nights never seem to go to plan. And I don't want you to leave, will you hold my hand? No, won't you stay with me? Cause all I need. This ain't perfect, clear to see. But darling, stay with me.
Why am I so emotional? This is not a good look, gain some self-control. And deep down I know this never works. But you can lay
it doesn't hurt. Oh, won't you stay with me? 'Cause you're all I need. This ain't love, it's clear to see. So won't you stay with me?
Well, that was our clinic. I want to thank our special guest, KWAME, for being on tonight. And I want to apologize again to Kelly Falardeau for not having a chance to go to her. Hope we will in the future. I want you all to go to our website, thestephenknightshow.web.com, to find out who's going to be on next week. Have a great week, and God bless.
I know we broke your heart, tears rolling down your face. You know I'm coming over to make sure you're okay. You don't have to wait, I'm a crazy day. Call me Superman, you know it's late. Girl, I'm on my way, girl, I'm on my way. You don't have to wait, I'm a crazy day. Call me Superman, you know it's late. Girl, I'm on my way.
Hi, folks. Johnny Stivers here for Stivers Decatur Subaru. Come check out the all-new, completely redesigned 2018 Subaru Crosstrek. A new platform, a great redesigned interior, and an amazing infotainment center. Stivers Decatur Subaru, where price sells cars. Hi, folks. Johnny Stivers here for Stivers Decatur Subaru. Come check out the all-new, completely redesigned 2018 Subaru Crosstrek. A new platform, a great redesigned interior, and an amazing infotainment center. Stivers Decatur Subaru, where price sells cars.